I think one of the characteristics of our studio is that diversity of projects.
What we're sort of interested in is doing projects that could be a room or could be a sort of city block.
And so in many ways, the kind of smaller scale projects has informed our much larger scale projects and vice versa.
We think there should be sort of architecture at all scales. We think there's opportunities really in all projects for getting sort of making something of each project and making something that improves the quality of life of the people who use it. So I think like designing an exhibition or a gallery space has really enriched doing a office building in the centre of London.
Actually, do you hold a lot of value?
I think we've always been kind of sceptical about the idea as the kind of architect as genius, the idea that there's a kind of singular idea about a project. I think we've always kind of resisted, and that I think the way that our studio explores problem solving is through testing. So it's a sort of process of research, testing and refining rather than a kind of glorified sketch. Actually, I think it's about trying to take a set of ideas and testing them through model making or drawing.
Individually, I think it's really difficult for architects to make fundamental impact. The stuff we're trying to deal with at the moment is so great. We're trying to deal with a climate emergency, we're coming out dealing with a pandemic, and actually the idea of sort of collective action, I think, has a greater opportunity to actually have a really meaningful impact. And I think it's partly about sort of trying to put egos aside actually and think about how you work with other people and actually try to use everyone else's expertise as a way of trying to get the most out of something. It's challenging for us because we have to sort of, I think about, try to put aside how we would do things, but I think almost in every instance when we've done that or worked with other people from quite different backgrounds, the end result has been far richer and it's been very, very different, I suppose, from what we thought at the beginning of that process the end result would be. So I think it's really knowing your limitations. It's also why I like working with you, because I would hate to be a sole practitioner. You know, I like the idea of working with other people, with you, other people in the studio, and actually finding out about different ways of doing it. We've never been scared of trying to take on difficult projects, and I think that's from us a belief that architects are really well placed to make good buildings and good spaces for all. Design should be for everybody.